Hello, welcome back to another video. So there's a new UHC server blowing up called Hoplite. It's a battle royale game mode where you drop into a Minecraft world with 60 other players, kinda like Fortnite. Collect loot, then after 12 minutes PvP turns on and you can start battling it out with others. There is also a ton of custom items, crafting recipes, and mechanics. So in short, it's a really cool server which I wanted to play, so to not spoil it all, let's get right into the video. When you enter the game, you'll start by flying on a Minecraft Ender Dragon, from which you can then jump off to glide anywhere you want. I chose as my landing the closest structure I saw to get early loot and a quick landing. Once I landed, I quickly collected the loot because I had to compete over it with other players on the server. Then I went down the structure in search of even more valuables, and I actually found some good ones like these diamonds, which will come in crazy useful, and some ender pearls, which will save me later on in the video. After being extremely lucky, there was no point in checking the other chests, because they were probably looted by the other players on the server. So I went upstairs to find my way out, but before leaving the structure, I also stole the local crafting table, and then headed out into the wilderness. Once I was outside, my first objective was to collect some simple materials like stone and wood, so when I saw a huge dark oak forest, I quickly went its way. When I got to the closest tree, I straight away went to chop it down for crafting things later on, like pickaxes and swords. After helping global warming increase, I still had to find some place to mine, but I luckily found a ravine system, which I had to somehow climb down. Fortunately, I could do more risky plays, because I didn't have to worry about my hearts dropping. Because after PvP turns on, I regenerate all of them, so it doesn't matter if I lose them from the fall. After entering the ravine, I mined some iron ores, and later on, also some coal from the ceiling. The reason I got those materials was so I can craft this insanely useful pickaxe, the smelter pickaxe, which as the name suggests, when mining ores such as iron, gold, and other smeltable ones, instead of getting the raw material, you already get the smelted one, without wasting time on putting it in the furnace. With my new trusty smelter's pickaxe, I went out to find adventure, by exploring the cave systems below and ahead of me to get materials such as iron ingots for armor and some other items, and also some redstone, mainly for the reason that it gives huge amounts of XP, which will come in useful for later on enchanting. I also mined some gravel to get some flint, which I then used to craft the lumberjack's axe, which can chop down trees instantly. After acquiring the lumberjack's axe, I got some gold for golden apples, which are the best healing source on this server because normal regeneration isn't a thing. Then I also got some lapis for later on enchanting. A cool thing before PvP turns on is that neither you or your items will burn in lava. After taking a quick bath in lava while searching through the cave systems, I stumbled across a quite sizable diamond vein, which will come in extremely useful, for example when crafting an enchanting table. After that lucky find, I started heading upwards, seeing that PvP will turn on in 6 minutes. On my way, I crafted myself an iron chestplate and a pair of iron leggings for extra protection when PvP turns on. Later on, I also made a few buckets for collecting both lava and water for PvP reasons and also crafting recipes like obsidian. Before heading out of the caves, I also used the before crafted buckets to collect some lava so I don't have to search for it later on the surface, which will be used for burning people and for getting obsidian. After collecting the lava, I used the before found lucky diamonds to craft myself a shiny diamond sword. I also used the leftover diamonds to make myself a pair of diamond boots for some extra protection while fighting later on. With only 2 minutes till PvP turns on, I climbed out of the ravine to check my surroundings. After that, I started searching for a water source to get some water buckets, for crafting obsidian to get an enchanting table. After finding a nearby river and PvP nearing to a start, I wasted no time and started crafting obsidian for an enchanting table, using the custom Hoplite recipe, which includes a water bucket and a lava bucket for 1 obsidian, and then quickly repeating the process multiple times until I got 4 obsidian in total, which is just right for an enchanting table. Then I also got a lava bucket and a water one for later on PvP. With combat incoming in 1 minute, I still had to get one major component of an enchanting table, which was sugarcane, which I quickly found and picked up. After that, I cut a whole tree down to get an apple for the possibility of crafting a golden one. With PvP being enabled and borders starting to shrink, I had to hugely speed up the process of getting an enchanting table. So I quickly found some horses and then committed a little bit of animal cruelty on their whole herd to get some quick leather to be able to craft books. Then I used the sugarcane from before to craft paper, and with them and some leather I crafted a few books. Then I used obsidian, 2 diamonds, and 1 book I crafted to make an enchanting table. Then I put my shiny sword and lapis into it and enchanted it with sharpness. After that I placed a chest plate into it and got protection, then did the same thing with my iron leggings, and then I got my shiny diamond boots and also enchanted it with protection. Because PvP was enabled and my combat set was ready, I started searching for my first opponent to battle. At first I started looking around structures, but then I realized that these places were probably already looted. So I came up with a strategy to just run in one direction and hope that I might find someone. At first I thought this would be extremely simple with still more than 30 people left on the server, but I couldn't have been more wrong. As you can see from this sped up version, I searched for a very long time without finding even one breathing human being. It actually took me about 10 minutes to find my first opponent, but it didn't go as I planned. At first I thought this would be an easy fight, but once I got close to him I could see that he was quite stacked. I quickly placed a lava bucket thinking that it would stop him, but he just ran through it and started beating me up. I was in such a bad place with low HP that I had to quickly pearl out. With him on my tail I had to somehow escape, so I threw an ender pearl one way and run the other, thinking that it would somehow magically trick him, and it actually somehow did. After escaping, I quickly ran without even looking back once. Now that my HP was below half, I could really see why the no regeneration mechanic on this server was so problematic. And because I didn't have any golden apples or potions, I couldn't even heal a few hearts. But after a bit of running, I stumbled across something interesting, which was an active Nether portal. So I quickly entered it to see what's on the other side. Once there, I saw another fortress, but when I entered it, I could easily see that it was already looted. But out of curiosity, I went to check what's on the other side. But there I saw a player in the exact spot I was before. So without thinking even once, I straight away sprinted to the player there. But once I got there, I searched the whole area and I couldn't find him. So I went back to where I was before to check the other Nether portal. After entering it, I spawned in a totally unknown location, so I started exploring my surroundings. Then I saw a player with almost full diamond armor, so I hid behind the tree, and there I saw some cobwebs, which I could take to use later in PvP. So I went back to the Nether and crafted myself some shears with iron to collect the cobwebs I saw earlier. So I got the cobwebs, and then while exploring even more, I found a sharpness 1 diamond sword. So I crafted an anvil with the custom Hoplite recipe, and then combined the 2 sharpness 1 swords in it to get a sharpness 2 one, increasing my PvP chances. Then I also renamed the sword to what you should do right now, which is to hit that subscribe button. Then with my new shiny sword and 3 minutes till deathmatch, I went out to explore, but suddenly I got attacked from behind. I tried to stop my attacker with water, but it sadly didn't work, causing me to die of a painful death. Now I could see my killer, which was a horrific green monster. While I might have not won the game, considering that this was one of the first times I played on this server, I'm actually quite proud of what I did. If you enjoyed the video, then consider subscribing, liking, and maybe even checking out some of my other videos. And if you want to see more of this content, then tell me in the comments, and see you in the next one.